Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about how to plan a 6-day trip to Glacier National Park, Yellowstone National Park and Grand Teton National Park with kids. Here's how we planned. We started by taking a flight to Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport. From Bozeman Airport, we visited Glacier National Park, followed by the Yellowstone National Park, followed by Grand Teton National Park, and then back to Yellowstone and finally Bozeman. Glacier National Park is towards the north of Bozeman, situated in the state of Montana. Yellowstone National Park and Grand Teton National Park are towards the south of the Bozeman and is situated in the state of Wyoming. Now let's dive into the day-to-day plan. Day 1, we landed in Bozeman at around 8:30 p.m. We stayed in Bozeman that day before driving to the Glacier National Park the next day. Day 2, we started early at around 6:30 a.m. and drove from Bozeman to Glacier National Park's Apgar Visitor Center on the west. It takes around 5.5 hours to drive. We reached Glacier around 1 p.m. with breaks. We did not check in into the hotel, but instead drove straight into the national park towards Apgar Visitor Center. We drove up to The Loop on this day. The details of all the places that we covered until The Loop is in my travel guide video to Glacier National Park. The link is in the description box below. Do check out that video as it has a lot of information about the spots we visited, including alternate vehicle reservation options. After driving until The Loop, we returned back to the Hungry Horse. We stayed at Hungry Horse in the mini Golden Inns Motel, which is 15 minutes away from the Glacier National Park West entrance. Day 3, we started from Hungry Horse to the Apgar Visitor Center. It takes around 20 minutes. From the Apgar Visitor Center, we continued on going to the Sun Road until The Loop without any breaks. From The Loop, we drove to the St. Mary Visitor Center on the east. The details of all the places that we covered from The Loop to the St. Mary Visitor Center is in my travel guide video to Glacier National Park. The link is in the description box below. From St. Mary Visitor Center, we drove to Many Glacier entrance. It takes around 40 minutes to reach there. Many Glaciers is called Hiker's Paradise. There are also boat tours at this place. Reserve your ride well in advance if you plan to do so. From Many Glaciers, we drove back to Hungry Horse and stayed in Hungry Horse that night. Day 4, we started early and drove to Yellowstone National Park. We reached Yellowstone National Park at around 3 p.m. We directly entered the Yellowstone National Park and visited the Old Faithful geyser on the South Loop. Since the Old Faithful is a timed eruption, plan to be there on time. It will take around 2 hours at the Old Faithful and around 2 hours to reach the Old Faithful, so plan at least half day for this spot. After the Old Faithful, we drove to the Island Park to check in into the hotel. We stayed at Timbers. Day 5, we covered the South Loop of the Yellowstone National Park. The different places we stopped at in the South Loop is in my travel guide video to Yellowstone National Park. The link is in the description box below. Do check out that video as it has a lot of information on various stops, stay, food, and tips to plan your trip better. I have also shared the link to all the spots in the South Loop in the description box of that travel video. Day 6, we started from Hungry Horse and drove to the Grand Teton National Park's south entrance at Jenny Lake Visitor Center. It takes around 2.5 hours to reach there. The various spots that we visited in the Grand Teton National Park is in my travel video to Grand Teton National Park. The link is in the description box below. I also have shared the link to all the various spots in the Grand Teton National Park in the description box of that travel video. Please do check out. We exit Grand Teton National Park from its north entrance and entered Yellowstone National Park through its south entrance to cover the north loop of Yellowstone National Park. The various spots in the north loop is covered in my travel video to Yellowstone National Park, and the various spots are linked in the description box of that video. After covering the north loop, we drove back to Bozeman and took a flight back to our home. I hope all the information that I shared here will help you plan your trip better. If you like my videos, please do like, share and subscribe. Until we meet next time, Namaskara.